I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. What's going on, gang? I'm Viper.
I'm Rumpo.
And we are Fireteam Hooligan of BattleChatterOnline.com. Welcome to this, another edition of the Prima Games Tactical Tune-Up. With the release of the much-anticipated in-game expansion for Battlefield 3, players not only get to duke it out on 4 brand new maps, but they get to do it with at least one new transport vehicle at their disposal. If you deploy as a U.S. Marine, players will have the HMMWV ASRAD, which is the abbreviation for High Mobility Multipurpose Wheeled Vehicle, or HMMWV, equipped with the ASRAD, which is the Atlas Short Range Air Defense System, while players deploying with the Russian forces will get the VODNIK AA. For the sake of this video, however, we're going to deploy in the HMMWV ASRAD, but these tips apply to either vehicle. Now, this vehicle is definitely an interesting transport vehicle. I call it a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I'll let my colleague expand on that. Rumpo, please, if you will, tell us why this vehicle may surprise some folks out there, and tell us why players should not mistake this for a run-of-the-mill transport vehicle.
Well, I'm gonna be honest and let you know that when I first stepped foot in this vehicle, I was expecting it to be underpowered, as I find some of the transport vehicles to be. However, what I didn't realize was that in addition to the surface-to-air heat-seeking missiles that it has, and it does have 2 which you can lock onto and fire against enemy aircraft, it also has 4 free-fire missiles, and those are extremely powerful. Just to set an example here, I've actually been able to take down main battle tanks as well as infantry fighting vehicles using these missiles. Now, something to keep in mind with this anti-air vehicle, or transport vehicle as you mentioned, is that it doesn't have very much armor. So if you take basically one hit from a tank, or even a javelin, rocket propelled grenade, or SMAW, you're in some trouble. You will find that it will quite frequently kill you without actually blowing up the vehicle. I've personally been killed in this vehicle by a hand grenade. However, even though it lacks the defense a lot of these other infantry fighting vehicles and main battle tanks have, what it does do is it's a beast when it comes to anti-air. It can lock onto air vehicles at an extreme range, and there's actually a trick to firing the surface-to-air anti-air missile. And what that is you lock onto it and you let either the helicopter or jet, whatever it is you're locking onto, fire its flares, or fire one missile, get him to dump his flares. Once the flares are dumped, then you can fire your second missile and it should connect with your target.
I think it should also be pointed out that these vehicles are quite effective as anti-personnel weapons. You get a lot of range and destructive power when using the dumb rockets available on either of these vehicles. And of course, when I use the term dumb rockets, I mean that they are simply free-fired and do not lock on or track vehicles. But if you have line of sight on various vehicles and or personnel, these rockets provide an enormous amount of firepower that you just wouldn't expect from an ordinary transport vehicle.
Now, something that I'm still kind of getting figured out about this vehicle is how the rockets replenish. Now, I have found that if I fire both my anti-air rockets, that I still have to wait a certain amount of time before I can fire my dumb rockets, as you pointed out. But yes, the dumb rockets, that's what makes this thing a little bit more powerful than I expected. Like I said, I've taken down a tank with 4 rockets, I've taken down infantry fighting vehicles, you can destroy buildings, you can knock helicopters out of the sky with a couple of these rockets. So it is very powerful, and in the right hands, this vehicle is absolutely dominant. I believe the gameplay that people are watching, I actually got 10 kills using this vehicle.
So there you have it, folks, the transport vehicle that is so much more than just a way to get from point A to point B. Don't forget to pick up the official Prima Games Battlefield 3 strategy guide, or you can just visit PrimaGames.com, where you can purchase the official Prima Games Battlefield 3 e-guide to instantly have tons of tactical tidbits right there at your fingertips. Prima Games, strategy where, when, and how you want it. For Prima Games and everybody at Battle Chatter Online, I'm Viper.
I'm Rumpo.
We are Fireteam Hooligan of BattleChatterOnline.com. As usual, doom on you, Mr. Tango, and happy motoring.